I never expected my life to unfold the way it did. Looking back now, it feels like a string of strange, disconnected moments that somehow formed a path. But at the time, none of it made sense. It all began before I was even born. My biological mother was a young, unmarried graduate student. She wanted me adopted by college graduates, people who she believed could give me the life she couldn't tee. A lawyer and his wife were supposed to take me, but when I was born and turned out to be a boy, they changed their minds. In the middle of the night, a call went out to another couple waiting for a child. "We have a baby boy. Do you want him?" They didn't hesitate. I said yes. But when my biological mother discovered that my adoptive mother hadn't finished college and my adoptive father hadn't finished high school, she refused to sign the papers. Only after my new parents promised her that I would go to college did she relent. That promise shaped the early course of my life. 17 years later, I did go to college, Reed, an expensive place my working-class parents could barely afford. After 6 months, I still had no idea what I wanted to do or how college would help me figure it out. I couldn't bear to keep draining my parents' savings, so I dropped out. It was terrifying, but it freed me. I stopped taking required classes and started dropping in on the ones that actually interested me. Slept on friends' floors, returned Coke bottles for food money, and walked across town once a week to get a proper meal at the Hare Krishna temple. I was poor, but I loved it. One day, curiosity drew me into a calligraphy class, the finest program in the country. I learned the beauty of typefaces, spacing, and artistic typography. None of it was practical. None of it seemed like it would matter. But a decade later, when we created the first Macintosh, every lesson I learned came back. The Mac became the first computer with beautiful typography. Had I not dropped out, I never would have taken that class. And personal computers might have looked very different today. You can't connect the dots looking forward, only backward. So you must trust something, your gut, your destiny, life itself. That trust is what lets you follow your heart onto paths no one else sees. I was lucky. I discovered what I loved early, building things. At 20, I started Apple in my parents' garage. 10 years later, the Garage Project had become a $2 billion company with thousands of employees. We had just launched the Macintosh. I had just turned 30, and then Apple fired me. What do you get fired from the company you built? As we grew, I hired someone I admired to help run Apple with me. For a while it worked. Then our ideas of the future diverged. The board took his side. Overnight, I became a very public failure. I felt I had let everyone down. I even went to apologize to industry heroes like David Packard and Bob Noyce. For months, I drifted. I wanted to leave Silicon Valley behind. But beneath the embarrassment and confusion, something stayed steady. I still loved what I did. My love for building things outweighed the humiliation, so I started again. In the next 5 years, I built 2 new companies, Next and Pixar. I met the woman who would become my wife. Pixar created Toy Story, the world's first computer-animated feature film, and eventually became the most successful animation studio ever. Then Apple bought Next. Suddenly I was back at the company that had once thrown me out. The technology we built at Next became the foundation of Apple's rebirth. Every painful, humiliating moment had led somewhere unexpectedly good. Getting fired from Apple was like taking bitter medicine. It tasted awful, but I needed it. Sometimes life hits you with a brick and everything collapses. Don't lose faith. If you love something deeply enough, that love will pull you through. When I was 17, I read a quote, "If you live each day as if it were your last, know someday you'll most certainly be right." It stuck with me. For more than 30 years, I started my mornings by asking myself, if today were my last day, would I be doing what I am about to do? And when the answer was no for too long, I knew something needed to change. Remembering that I will die has always been the most powerful tool for making big decisions. Most things, fear, pride, embarrassment, fade when you see them through the lens of death. You realize you have nothing to lose. You're already naked. So why not follow your heart? Nobody wants to die, even those who believe in heaven. Yet death is life's greatest invention. It clears out the old to make space for the new. Right now, you are the new, but one day, you'll become the old too. It's harsh, but it's true. Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't get trapped by other people's expectations. Don't let their opinions drown out your inner voice. Have the courage to follow your heart and your intuition. They already know who you want to become. Stay hungry. Stay foolish.